It does look kind of. Hold on, I gotta take a deep breath. It does look weird with the grayscale on. I have the grayscale on. It's good for like reducing dopamine, and I'm trying it out, but I'm not sure if it looked gray. But I'm not sure. But if it is gray, I apologize. But so basically, I'm gonna tell my story about my fifth grade and my seventh grade year, and how I basically improved more, how I found out Hamza. But before I tell you, actually, I feel like I've already said it before, but to be honest, I'll just make it one video. So, before I tell you anything else, before I tell you anything else, let me tell you my story. So, my story is that I'm. So this is where my beginning of elementary school. So I'm just like let's imagine that I'm a second grader. I'm I apologize, but I'm a second grader. I just got into school. I'm kind of nervous. Like I'm pretty feminine to be honest. Well, I'm more thinking about girls and stuff more than my actual work. I mean, yeah, I would focus on the work sometimes, but I'd be like thinking about that girl that's right there. I mean, and also there was some masculine teachers well, basically I was I was sitting at my desk and I had my leg a little bit too far, and then my teacher was walking by, and I'm not sure if I put in my leg too far or maybe she didn't see it, so she tripped over it and she was like, and after she got it, she was like, oh, she was like that. I hope you can think about it. So, and then she was like, whoa, why'd you do that? Put in your legs more, like stuff like that. And then I listened to her. Like I was so scared of her just telling me to do that again. I'm not sure if it was her fault or mine, but I'll take responsibility for it. But I was I was just thinking about more about girls. I was going throughout the school system, and that's pretty much it. Third grade, I find I find friends. There was this one time where I just climbed over the fence and I tried to get something, and then I tried to climb over the fence for like the first time, and alright, I apologize for that. My cousin and my brother were just messing around, but like I was saying, I was climbing a fence and I was trying to get over it. No, basically, I was actually, to be honest, I didn't really climb it. I just went over it. I just went to the other side where there was a bunch of like vines and stuff. There was like this random broken umbrella that I just wanted to get as like a trophy, and my like we were like I was like excited about it. I was kind of scared also that I was gonna get caught, and I did get caught. There was some. This is third. Now I'm a third grader, and there were second graders that were just like snitching. They were saying like, oh no, this guy is going over the fence. Like you're not allowed to go anywhere else. And I was trying to escape as fast as I can. I was trying to hide myself. And I just kind of hid myself for the whole time until until it was time to line up. Basically, the bell rung. It was time to go back to the classroom. And I try to remain hidden as possible, and then the girls just come over in front of me and just say, "Hey, we told on your teacher, and you're getting in trouble." I got so mad at them. Man, I know me and my friend were just talking about it. We were just like getting mad. Well, basically, we were talking about how they sucked, and like we were almost so close. I was so close to getting to the umbrella. I didn't get it. And fourth grade, and now fourth grade was more of me just playing more video games. So I found out what video games was, Roblox was. I was like new to this, and I just got in the tablet, so I was like, oh, why not? And my friends Paul and his name was Paul, and his my other name I don't know his my other friend was Premise and Tony. They were all my friends. No, they were my Jeffrey friends. Like, we were all just playing video games. You know how it felt, like playing with your old friends who still play video games, or maybe you even do right now. But I was playing with my old Jeffrey friends. We were all playing, and I still had a crush on this girl. Her name was Janie, and I was pretty needy. I was like, I didn't have any confidence. Of course, I liked my friends' stuff. Like, I could talk to my friends normally, but the girls, no, not really. I was pretty needy, and those girls like the group of guys that I was like the group like the cool group that I thought like they were all in a group. And it looks like the girls like them. Of course, they weren't all like that. There was of course some good people actually, and I'm not saying that they're actually all those two groups are bad people. I was just jealous. That's it. I was jealous, and I just spent most of my time just playing video games, talking to my friends, talking to my teacher, just kind of wasting time to be honest. And fifth grade is the year where it started off basically where it kind of went downhill. It was already kind of steadily going downhill, but now it just started taking more of a downhill. So I talked to basically, I noticed that once I get into the classroom, I was like looking for my friends. They weren't there. I didn't really have any confidence just to go talk to someone new. And I just kind of I got some food and I just sat down. I tried to look for my desk. And, it's just kind of awkward for me. And I did see one of them. His name was Tony. He was there. I was like, oh, nice, nice. And it looked pretty nice, to be honest. It looks like it was gonna be fine, but it's like if one of your friends moves on, it feels like it doesn't feel the same anymore. Like Premise wasn't there anymore. It kind of it felt awkward just to be in the group, to be honest. Like we weren't talking to each other that much. We were just kind of in our own classrooms, and it just kind of proves that we weren't really friends, but just only like classmates. And I still say the same of playing video games and stuff. Wasn't really doing good for my mental health. And and my friend Tony, he just started being rude basically. I never seen him like this, and he was just starting to be rude basically. He wasn't the Tony that I remembered, and he started to just like basically like push me around, say mean stuff. And he was more. I think he was more of a broken person. There probably was some stuff going on with him, and I understand. And also, he also had this friend. Like he was kind of fat, and they kept like just like every time I wanted to go talk to them, since I didn't have anybody else to talk to, I was kind of anxious. They'd push me away, and I didn't really have anybody to talk to. So mostly, I mean, I had my friend Paul, but then he didn't really talk to me that much. And honestly, he talked to more of Tony. And now that basically we're not basically a group of friends anymore. We're just kind of more like classmates. There's this one day where I'm just laying on the floor. I'm just playing a computer game. Kind of just tired, and maybe I got my friend too mad. I was just asking him, "Oh, hey, do you know this?" Like usually he wouldn't really mind if I was like, I don't know, like tease him or something. Like I was just like playing around, not in like a rude way, but I was just playing around. And I guess he got too mad. He kept saying like, "Stop!" Like I'm trying to do something, and after that time, after I wasn't looking, he just kind of stabbed me in the back without me realizing. He stabbed me with a pair of scissors, which I didn't know until I kind of just like felt something. and it was like a wound basically. And after that, I told my teacher, Miss Wilmith, that he did that, and ever since my parents got contacted, his parents got contacted. He said sorry, and like I forgive them. But to be honest, I was at that point where it's like, oh, I'm still friends with him. So, to be honest, I should have cut it off right there. But I still try to act like I was friends with him because I didn't have anybody else. But Tony, he didn't really care, to be honest. He did like say sorry and stuff, but he didn't really care about me at this point now. Well, he started talking to a lot more different people. I try to act like I was still friends with him. He would occasionally talk to me, and he just kind of bullied me, to be honest. Like, I guess there was this one time where it was raining, and basically he said that he was gonna tell. Well, I told him about my crush because I trusted him. You know, Janie. I still liked her. I was pretty needy, and I told him about that, and then he said that, oh, I'm gonna go tell her, I'm gonna go tell Janie, and he started running towards her. And it's like I knew where she was because I was kind of more needy. I was kind of stalking her, and I saw her, and I see that she was chasing towards him. Well, I saw that he was chasing towards them. I was like running after him. I was like trying to catch him up, and then I slipped under the grass. It was raining, and then he laughed at me. But by then, it was already time to go, and he didn't say it. Look, I mean, no, to be honest, it would have been fine if he told him, to be honest. But for me, it was like I was already stressed enough, and that I already didn't. I wasn't able to handle that. And just made me lose trust in him after that. I started becoming more lonely. I started becoming more depressed because I didn't really have anybody to play my video games with now. I didn't have anybody just to play video games, and I was just by myself most of the time. I mean, I had Paul, but then he wasn't really. I mean, we used to just talk here and then, but it wasn't like a good friendship. Oh, sorry, man. I feel so tired, but we didn't bond like as we used to, and after that, we never really talked much. Tony, I left him. He just kind of. I did. I was so like I just didn't want to even be around him. I was so lonely that I didn't even want to go to the lunch by myself. Well, I just didn't even want to go to the lunch room because I knew that I'd be by myself. So I just get my lunch, go to my teacher's room, Miss Wilmith, and just eat there. She talked to me, and she was a great teacher, to be honest. I respect her for even trying to help me, and she let me stay there, and I'm grateful for that. And there'd be sometimes where I'd be at my old teacher's room too, and but this really didn't help that I was just more by myself now. My friends didn't like me, and I just realized that the girl that I liked was dating someone else. Basically, like the cool group that I was talking about back in fourth grade. Yeah, she was dating one of them, and this made me jealous, but also like pretty still needy, to be honest. Even though I saw them walking together, I was like looking. I was gonna see like, oh, is everything going good? Like is she gonna break up or something? I was just pretty needy, and so my friends didn't like me anymore. The girl that I liked didn't like me anymore. So I was really depressed, to be honest. I even like said that, oh, I'm suicidal, to be honest. And I thought that being like suicidal and stuff, like being depressed, was cool because there was a trend that was going on that was like, oh, being like that was cool. It wasn't. I started to walk differently. I started to basically, I was a lot more anxious. I was like tightening my stomach because I wanted to be, I was 196 at that time. And I was squeezing my stomach because I wanted to look more skinny. Imagine that. You're supposed to breathe out to your balls, man, and I was freaking squeezing in my stomach just so I can act more skinny. Oh, well, I can look more skinny because I was just kind of binge eating and stuff, eating bad food and just staying in bed all day. And I was kind of more born chubby, so that's why I was more of one. I was 196, and so I went to. I was playing this game called Roblox, and I continued playing it. I was playing this game called. It's something about houses. If you're still playing Roblox, this is called a horrific house again. I was playing this game, and I was checking it out, and sorry, I need some water, but I was checking it out, and I saw basically. Oh no, I was starting a YouTube channel. I was starting to make like videos, and then one day, a random girl just approaches me and says, like, "Hey," and I say, "Hey." I was like, "Who?" Like a random girl. So like, talk to me finally. I talked to her. She asks me for my Discord, and I give her it. Kind of. I'll keep telling you. So I give her it. We start talking. I start talking. It's like we were playing horrific housing, so we just kept playing and playing. And I mean, yeah, I'll keep this short. I have the video down, but actually, I'm not sure. I'll just tell you to be honest. How long is it? 13. This is my whole story then. So basically, I'm telling her, I'm basically, okay, sorry, let me rephrase that. I'm talking to her and, like, we just start playing games together. That's pretty much it. And she asks me out, and I say yes. Like, because I was pretty needy at that time. My friends, no, the girl that I liked in real life didn't like me, so why not? Why not? So we start playing. I started changing myself to like attract her to be more feminine. To be honest, I was being a lot more feminine. I cared about more of the relationship than her, and this created more of an imbalance. To be honest, for me, I was so scared of her just like leaving. I was scared. I just wanted more time to be with her, and honestly, I'd stay up. I would stay up just because, like, no, I would literally spend all of my time just being with her. To be honest, like after school, I would like school would start tiring. Like I just stayed up last night playing video games, and I would like so. Usually, my schedule was right now would be get up. I mean, no, back then, but get up, look at the tablet, do some things. Well, actually, no. To be honest, actually, let's imagine I didn't stay up that day. So I wake up. I don't even brush my teeth. To be honest, I'm still wearing the same clothes I had yesterday. To be honest, and I just put on my jacket, my shoes, and yeah, that's pretty much it. I didn't do anything else. I get to school. I eat the processed food that was there, the sugar and stuff. And I go to school and I do the class, and I'm just kind of there. To be honest, I'm not really that happy. It's lunchtime. I go to Miss Wilma's room because I don't want to be by myself, or I either just walk by myself. To be honest, and I just do the work till then, and then it's time to go home. I go take the bus. I take the bus. Then I go back home. I walk with my brother. My brother does. He uses his tablet too, and I'm just going back in mine. I go on the couch or my bedroom, and I just start playing video games, or I start watching YouTube videos. And it'd be already a long time, probably like It's already 7 o'clock to be honest, and I over the times I just eat a junk food. I'd eat something random, like I don't know, like a processed sandwich or something, or like a random ice cream. That was it. After that, there was still like it was time to go to sleep. I had school tomorrow again. I had to do it again. So, but I still wanted more entertainment. So, we were both sleeping in the same room, and my brother slept in this couch where actually in the position where the couch is, and I slept at that bed right there. Well, it's a different bed, but like we basically slept like this, like that bed, like the couch. This couch used to be the spot for a bed, and I also had a different bed right there. This is a new one, so. And usually I just stay up. My brother would be sleeping, or actually, sometimes even my so my brother moved out of my room. Slept in his room now, and just slept in mine. Well, not sleeping, but just staying up all day. I mean, all night basically. I stayed up all night because I was scared of like leaving the door open and the closet open. I just kind of wanted to stay awake. And I apologize. Yeah. And I just stayed up all day, and then I would do it again. It'd already be time to go be awake. It's time to go to school again. Keep on the same clothes and stuff. And of course, I felt tired, of course, but I had to go anyways. And I'd do it again. And then I would sleep at school. No, I'd sleep back home. It'd already be time to go sleep again. And then I'd do it again. I'd just eat, and go back again. And with the girl that I dated, her name is Maria. It didn't go anywhere well. I was just nervous of her leaving me. And then, yeah. One day, my brother sends a photo of myself, just like there's a weird photo, but I'm not sure I have it anymore, but he sends a photo and I get mad at him. I started like yelling at him. I start crying. I start telling my mom that, oh, my brother just sent a photo of me to some random girl, although I just wanted to get him in trouble. And I told the girl I can't really date. I know I can't date you anymore because my mom doesn't want you. I mean, doesn't want me to date. And of course, to be honest, I probably still would have dated her if my brother didn't send that photo. And I ended things right there. To be honest, I was expecting her to like be like crying, but no, she was kind of like, "Oh, okay," which was kind of. I was. It was just like, oh man. And after I broke up with her, it's probably like March or March or April, and I'm pretty sad now that I don't have anything. I just broke up with my online friend, and my friends don't like me. The girl that I like doesn't like me. I just stayed in a rut. I just kept playing video games, and I just stayed there for the rest of my life. Like the only thing that was making me happy was that girl, and some other things like maybe staying in, maybe just like talking with people or talking with my teacher. After that, COVID happened. I was like, oh yes, now I can stay back home as much as I want. But then this is really where I just started becoming more of a Jeffrey. This is where I found out more about fapping, more about just like more. And like I wasn't the best shape to be honest. I mean, I did lose some weight, but actually, I kind of lost some weight. So still saying the same. No, actually, I did lose some weight actually. So I did lose some weight, but not too much. I mean, it was still progress, but I started more like found out how to fap, and I started playing. I started doing that every single day. I started basically ruining out my semen. I started basically playing video games all day. It was the same thing. He's just adding fapping to it. Now my posture is all crooked and I did barely brush my teeth. I had online, well, basically it's skipped now. Basically, my whole life was just basically doing video games, fapping, eating junk food, and that was it. Now online school happened. I was pretty lazy, to be honest. I was scared of showing my face because I was just embarrassed by showing it. I was embarrassed of showing my face because of all the things. I was basically guilty of basically doing all that stuff. And then there was a time where I did have to go to school. So I did went. And I found out about fapping at 6th grade. And I started fapping in the bathrooms. I started fapping about my teachers. I know it's very messed up and it's disgusting, I know. But so we do gotta. I do have to say my story of it. How basically I changed a lot. So I was doing that. I was okay. I was just basically fapping in the bathroom. So I had my phone. I was doing bad stuff. And I could. I was like, it's the same thing as 5th grade. I would try to go to the lunchroom. I would be nervous, and I just go bring my lunchroom. No, I'd bring my lunch. I'd eat in the bathroom by myself because I was that nervous of just being like basically bullied because I wasn't I was pretty weak back then. Even the teachers, my mom saw it now, and I was just by myself mostly of the time. Then I go back to then school ends. I still do the same thing. 7th grade starts, and it's mostly the same. But in the beginning of the year, I got scared of a girl, the same girl that I like. Her name was Janie, and I still got scared of her when I saw her, and I just started skipping more out of the days. Eventually, my advisory changed. Like basically, the first class that I go to changed, and I wasn't seeing her anymore. And I started. I was still the same, to be honest. Nothing really changed. I mean, no, I was still fapping, and yeah, I just did still the same thing. I would sometimes stay up. I would play more video games, fap, and this really just led me into a terrible state, to be honest. No, it really just did lead me into a terrible state. It's already about to be at the end of the year already. This is how much time. But it's been 24 minutes, but it's already been. It's already about to be the end of the year. It's like May right now. And I'm just sitting in my classroom, thinking about the girl that's next to me, although she's a degenerate, and the people right behind me, like people right in front of me. And there was just one day I just go back home and I'm just looking for YouTube videos, and I found this video called. Well, basically, the first video that I actually found of Hamza was how to build an aesthetic body. I just kind of looked at it. I mean, it's like, oh, nice. How do I actually build? Like, how do I do it? And I checked it out. Didn't really listen to it, and I just left it. But then that one day where I found the video why Minecraft isn't fun anymore, I just, I was just wanted to see random stuff, and I check it out. It's not like what I expected. I thought it was just gonna be some random video, but it made me really just change my mindset. Like it made me realize like I'm not sure I was conscious even. I'm not even sure that I was conscious that the stuff that I'm doing was bad, and I just kept no, and I that made me realize where like maybe this is bad. Maybe I can change my life. Maybe I have been living myself into a bad state. And that's where okay, I'm gonna start journaling. So I start journaling. I start doing this stuff. I start journaling about how my days went, like how there's this one page where I need to act like I need to be a soldier. What else? I needed I was talking about the girl that I liked, but like she wasn't a good person. I was thinking about the other girl that I liked, that she was like me. And I started meditating, although it was pretty boring for the first time. I actually did get used to it. I started taking cold showers like for the first time. It took a while to get used to it. And yeah, I started improving my life basically more. I started watching more Hamza videos, getting more education. I was like, man, like yeah, I have been wrong this whole time. And I had like yeah, I started to keep doing all the like I started improving more of my life. But then summer basically started. I had summer break and I just started being a Jeffrey again for a month until I had summer school. So then now summer school was I was pretty nervous still. Even though I was doing self improvement stuff for like a month, I was still pretty nervous. So I went in, I was checking out I went into my classroom and I just kind of like, oh, like hey, like I was still awkward and I sat down, kind of listened to the teacher and we introduced ourselves, although I was pretty nervous of introducing myself. And summer school started and I started more this is where I started just basically spending that whole summer school just improving more of my life. Journaling, meditating, taking cold showers, like actually stop using my phone, like no fap stuff. I started doing stuff like that. Of course I did fall back and forth and I did fall into that stuff. And oh, what was it? I did fall back to it. I know I just like fell back and forth, back and forth. I do some messed up things, but I was like actually I was running the track outside of their field. It was super sunny. I used to just lay about it. I just used to lay down. And I was actually improving myself. Dang, this is 30 minutes long, but you know, but yeah, I was more improving myself. So now I'm improving my life. Summer school ends and I after that I just kind of started being more of a Jeffrey again because school did make me disciplined, to be honest. School did make me disciplined, especially the year I'm about to talk about next. So after that, wait, what was so after that, no, so I went to my mom's house. It was back in Guatemala. So I went back to Guatemala. I went back to my house and I checked it out. I checked it out earlier before, back in Christmas. But this was me checking out it again after taking self improvement. And I took my phone. I took my phone with me. And to be honest, I just did kind of just scroll on my phone a lot. There wasn't no Wi Fi there, so I just look at my phone, just look at the photos that I had. I just kind of look at the same video over and over again. I just listen to music. But I really did actually like it there, to be honest. The mountains there. I was listening. Well, basically, there was this one time where I realized, okay, I'm being a Jeffrey. I've been trying to do this too much. So I'm going to start doing some self improvement things. So I did. I'm on top of the hill. My houses are down there, and I started trying to meditate. And my family thinks this is weird because they don't see it. And I started doing it a lot more and more. I started just like closing my eyes, trying to meditate. And I started stop using my phone. Actually, go talk to my family. I mean, of course, I would just fall back to my phone, but I was getting progress. And there was this one day where I just had to go. I had to say my family goodbye. It was sad. It was pretty sad moving to. Like, it was pretty sad leaving my family. My abuela was crying. My grandma was crying. and we went back. I was saying, okay, then now I'm gonna change, but I still went to back to Jeffrey habits, and then eighth grade started. Now eighth grade is where I started really more improving my life. Started improving more. I started taking more of the habits. I started even. I got a new journal from the store, and I just started creating boxes of meditation, journaling, cold showers, and I used to journal at that journal every day. So I'd do that. I'd fall back, and then I would do it again after coming back to school, and then I would fall back again, and then I would still fall back, and then I do it again. It went on back and forth and back and forth. I learned how to play an instrument. I played the euphonium, man. The same girl that I liked was in my it was still she was still there, and I really just I just really just let her go, to be honest. There was other girls that I liked at this point now, and I didn't see many. She didn't like me, of course, so I just stopped thinking about her. I started. I mean, of course, I was still. No, I was just still needy of myself. I was needy of a girl. I apologize. I was needy of a girl still. Like I still had my needy habits, and I started thinking about this girl in my band room, but I was improving. I was still improving myself. I was still doing all those good habits. I was running a lot. I did actually lose some weight. I was finally be able to do a push up, like I always wanted to do one, and I felt actually really happy at that moment. I went to concerts. Oh, I went to I went to concerts, and yeah, that's I just started more. Eighth grade was more of the year of just where I just started improving my life all around, and I started getting. I mean, of course, there was some problems. Like I started being needy with a teacher. I started being needy with that girl, and then there was also the year where I started try to act like a sigma male. Like I started to act like at that time I was still doing the good habits, but I wasn't that advanced at it. So I was still kind of like myself, and at that moment I couldn't attract any women. I couldn't attract any women. I was trying I was trying to act like a Sigma male because I've seen the videos on it. I was like, okay, now I'm gonna act like a guy who doesn't give his attention for free. I'm not gonna look at anybody. I'm just gonna act like myself. I'm gonna act avoidant. And it didn't even work, to be honest. It didn't even work acting like that. It just made me feel a lot more worse. And then I mean, I didn't even look at the teacher that, no, the teacher that I was getting mad was pretty needy of that I was thinking of every single day. I couldn't even, no, I didn't even look at her because I was trying to be like the Sigma male. And I did find technically three classmates that I was talking to, like, three, I guess you could say friends back then, but not really. It's like I was acting avoidant basically. And then this one day, near the end of the year, I'm kind of more progressing. I'm improving my life, and the experiences that happened to me made me feel a lot more better. I started improving. I started becoming a lot more confident just to talk to random people, and I was doing the good habits. I was doing like 150 bad push-ups because my form wasn't that great, but I was like sweating. I was really sweating. And I used to take cold showers, and I used to do all that stuff. I mean, I would go back on my phone sometimes, man, but I was learning. At the end of the year, it was time to go, and I was playing chess with this little girl, this feminine girl, and to be honest, my mind was wandering. I wish I didn't just. I wish, to be honest, I was doing something else than not being present. Oh, I wish I was doing something else that would have been a lot more better. Because I didn't want to be unpresent with her. I wanted to be present, and it was time to leave. I was talking to the little girl that was in the band room. And the girl that I liked that was right there, I wanted to just ask her out. And I was like, okay, and I'm gonna ask her. I'm gonna ask her. I was thinking about this a week earlier, so I'm gonna ask her out now. And I freeze. Basically, I run away. Basically, I ran away after it was almost time to go, and I just kind of just walked away. I was like, oh, I failed. And I was walking to the track. Oh yeah, I was running 1 mile every day. No, I was running 2 miles with this guy named DJ. He was a great guy that I used to run with the track with. He was a senior, so that was his last year, and we used to run all together. We had our moments with him. With my brother, he was also starting to run 2 miles. He was still being a Jeffrey, and him, my friend DJ, he went to go be a Coast Guard. I didn't understand what that was, but I approved. And and after that, I just never really saw him again. He was a really great guy, actually. It was really actually nice that he was in my life, and I didn't see him. I was just gonna go run the mile, but to be honest, I felt like going back and going asking that girl one more. No, basically going to ask that girl for real. So I run back all the way back to the school. I run all the way back to the school. I try to look for her. She's not there. And I assume that she's already gone. And I talked to some people, some teachers that I'm about to not really see again. And then I go back home just feeling disappointed on myself. And and I was walking back home. I was running with this kid with a scooter. It felt like a movie, to be honest. And I went back home. I just started being a Jeffrey, to be honest. And for another month, I did it. I started being a Jeffrey again. I started being a Jeffrey for 1 month, 2 months, and then I was at my my Theo's house, my uncle's house, because my mom was she was back in Guatemala again. Oh, she was bringing basically my grandma back here. Oh no, she's bringing my grandma here, and there was the one day I just realized, like, what the heck am I doing? I've been off of self improvement for already a month and a half, and like I gotta get my crap together. So it's like July now. They had like half July. And I started writing goals. I started looking for like papers I could write so I could journal. I started watching Hamza videos again. I started doing push-ups. And I did fall back again. I did fall back again to like eating junk food, just watching TV and being like a Jeffrey again. But then I would go back again. I'd do it again and again. And then it'd be time where I go back home. And I still went to be a Jeffrey, but then another day I would be doing the good habits, and then another day I wouldn't, and another day. I feel bad for my grandma though. I wish I did. I wasn't being a Jeffrey around her. But I will learn from it. So after that, it's almost time for school. No, basically, now that it's August, I was still being a Jeffrey at that day. So basically, I think it was Monday at that day, or Tuesday. Let's say it was Tuesday, yeah. You had a chance to go meet out. Well, you basically had a chance to go check out the school. And I was kind of, well, I didn't want to go by myself. I was scared of going by myself. So I asked my brother if he can come with me. And he didn't. He said, no, I don't want to go. Let's wait until school starts. Like, until, like, let's say, oh, I think it was September 1st or 4th that I was able to go to the school. And September 6th was the day where school started, but September 4th was the day where you could go check out the school and stuff and, like, see where your classes are. And I was scared of just going by myself. Like, what was everyone going to think about me? Like, am I going to be accepted? Like, am I Jeffrey? Am I looking bad? And I just kind of I just sat on the couch, like the same couch that I'm on right now. I was just thinking about, like, do I go or not? And that was the time where I just said, you know what, F it. I'm going beyond my fear. So I got up, I started putting my shoes, my shirts. Not I started putting my shirt, and I started heading out to the door. Start heading out to the door. I start going to the school, to the new school that I am in now, man. I go to it, check it out. There's like cheerleaders in the front. I'm like confused about it, and I try to just like joke about it. And I go in. There's a girl right. No, this girl like doing like slip sheet, and They ask for my name. I tell them. And I go check it out, and I see some people that I knew. So I went to go talk to them. I walked around. We checked out some classes, and yeah, that was pretty much it. We just checked out some classes. I went back home, just like feeling, yeah, you actually did good today. Even though you didn't, like, you had the option not to go, you still went anyway. So I was just happy. I mean, I was still being a Jeffrey, and then now we're here. And now, the September 6th, that's when it started. I started implementing more of the self improvement habits, and yeah, that's where I am now. I'm here. Wow, it's 43 minutes. I apologize if it's not such a good video, but you know, I just really want to say my whole story about how I got into self improvement, how it kind of started. Maybe I could say it back in a better video. But yeah, this is really how I started self improvement, how it's been. Of course, I haven't talked about this year, but that's for a later video. So, alright, so do the right thing, don't give up. Yes, that is the end of the video, man. Alright, take care, man.